I'm going to talk about a coming pattern. So Cuba could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Belleville could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Niagara Falls City could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Wyatown could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain passing through. Rural Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So the like for Wyatown, it's the brightest sky in southern Ontario. So Orla has brighter skies in the future than Quebec and Belleville, but Quebec has brighter skies than Belleville. And Niagara Falls City has more brighter skies than Quebec, Belleville. Yeah. So like most part of southern Ontario, not gonna count. So next hour, 8 p.m. So Scarborough, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain and some parts of it gets a break. So Richmond Hill, downtown Toronto, Brampton, Mississauga could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, but Mississauga has brighter skies than other Angleton towns. So Barrie, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Wyatown could get some, for now it's 0.25 millimeters of rain, but later on it's gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. 6.25 millimeters of rain is in Owen Sound. Collingwood, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Very Ontario done. So London, Ontario with some breaks could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Newmarket could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Orangeville, Ontario could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain next hour if it's possible. So Belleville, Ontario's 0.25 millimeters of rain. Oshawa, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain later on. So northeastern and eastern Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, but northeastern Ontario has more rainfall than like eastern Ontario. So next up, but southwestern Ontario could get some more rainfall than the east, and more intense rainfall and more widespread rainfall. So next hour, Scarborough, Ontario gets nothing for now, but later is gonna get something. So Richmond Hill could get some mostly 0.25 millimeters of rain, also possible to get 2.5 millimeters of rain. Newmarket, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, and 2.5 millimeters of rain is later on could get some in Newmarket. Next to Richmond Hill, it's actually 0.25 millimeters of rain. So Owen Sound could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. London, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Collingwood, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Barrie, Ontario could get some 6.25 millimeters of rain. Most of southern Ontario, east side of southern Ontario stays dry, including central Ontario. So next, we're almost done. So Brampton could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Orangeville, Ontario could get some 6.25 millimeters of rain. So total precipitation is also possible. So Eastern Toronto gets more rainfall, darker clouds than that. So Western not gonna count. So Scarborough and I'm gonna say like most of Toronto could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain in Brampton, except not Brampton. So Oakville, Ontario, nothing. So Niagara Falls City could get some later on. They're gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Belleville, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Quebec, Peterborough, Ontario is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. London doesn't count. Barrie, Ontario is gonna get for a while 0.25 millimeters of rain. Byerton could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Owen Sound could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Midland, Ontario, but Midland has brightest clouds than Owen Sound and Byerton, so Orella, Ontario, but Orella has darker clouds than Midland, so 0.25 millimeters of rain. Oshawa, Uxbridge could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, but Oshawa could get brighter clouds than Uxbridge because got got cloudy and rainy. So next hour. So Stoffel, not gonna count. So Newmarket, Ontario, 0.25 millimeters of rain. Orangeville, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain on this line of 2.5 millimeters of rain. So Vaughan, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Niagara Falls City is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. London, Ontario, 0.35 millimeters of rain. Owen Sound, 0.25 millimeters of rain. Possible for Collingwood, Ontario could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain later. Even now it's 0.25 millimeters of rain. Peterborough, nothing. Belleville, Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So most of Southern Ontario, it's around like 0.25 millimeters of rain. Orella, Ontario, 0.25 millimeters of rain. Midland, Ontario, 0.25 millimeters of rain per hour. This per hour, but so Eastern Toronto gets more intense rainfall than Western Toronto. So Oakville, Ontario, 6.25 millimeters of rain. Scarborough, it's around 6.25 millimeters of rain in the middle. So Market Stoffel is around mostly 1 hour, it's like 2.5 millimeters of rain. Quebec could get some 6.25 millimeters of rain. Fort Erie could get some 6.25 millimeters of rain. Owen Sound, Watertown could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Same thing in Collingwood and Midland and Orella. So next hour. So everywhere in Toronto is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Belleville, Ontario could get some 6.25 millimeters of rain. Peterborough, Ontario could get some 6.25 millimeters of rain. Quebec is 2.5 millimeters of rain. Niagara Falls City, Niagara on the Lake could get even Fort Erie could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. London, Ontario could get some 12.8 millimeters of rain. 12.5 actually. So Hamilton, Ontario, 2.5 millimeters of rain. Orilla, Barrie could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Byron, Owen Sound could get some 6.25 millimeters of rain. Collingwood, Ontario, 6.25 millimeters of rain. Orangeville, Newmarket, Stouffville could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Next, where Georgia is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. So, like, eastern Toronto is gonna get some, like, 6.25 millimeters of rain scattered. So, Oakville could get some 12.5 millimeters of rain. 6.25 millimeters of rain, Oakville. So Mississauga, Brampton is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Niagara Falls City is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rain. Niagara on the Lake could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. London, no. So this is actually London. London, Ontario is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rain, even though 6.25 millimeters of rain, like north of and south of London. So Byron could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Same thing as Owen Sound, but Owen Sound has dark passing clouds. So Quebec, Ontario could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Peterborough could get some breaks from like 2.5 millimeters of rain. So instead of that, it's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Belleville, Ontario could get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Newmarket, Orangeville, Ontario could get some 6.25 millimeters of rain. Stating is snowfall, even though this is part of 12.5 millimeters of rain. So next hour, so nothing except some like central, like southeastern central Ontario. Like it could get 0.25 millimeters of rain around the circle. So 2 p.m. Eastern Ontario could get some, not Eastern, yes, Eastern Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, like Belleville. So Quebec could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. Oshawa, Ontario, 0.25 millimeters of rain. Orella doesn't count. Yeah, it just counts. So it's gonna be 0.25 millimeters of rain. Peterborough, nothing for now, but later it's gonna get something. So like northeastern, northeastern Ontario is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. It's saying this is also part of northeastern Ontario and this circle inside. It's gonna get 0.25 millimeters of rain. Near Niagara Falls City is gonna get some in the circle. It's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. And Eastern Ontario is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So next hour, 8 a.m. nothing. Final hour. So Orilla, Ontario is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So Northern Ontario is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So even though it's also some parts is gonna get 0.25 millimeters of rain northeast to talk about. So another part of northeast Ontario could get some 0.25 millimeters of rain around the circle. So next, so total precipitation every 12 hours. Skip today's. So Scarborough, Ontario is gonna get some 0.7 millimeters of rain. Stouffville, Ontario is gonna get some So Stouffville, Ontario is gonna get some 1 millimeters of rain. Newmarket could get some, maybe. So New Richmond Hill is going to get around 1.2 millimeters of rain. Brampton, Mrs. could get some 0.7 millimeters of rain, 2 millimeters of rain in Newmarket. Mississauga, nothing. Oshawa, Ontario is gonna get some 1 millimeters of rain. Belleville, Ontario, 0.7 millimeters of rain, 2 millimeters of rain around Collingwood. Wyerton could get some 0.7, same thing in Wyerton, but yeah. London, Ontario, 1 millimeters of rain. Hamilton, Ontario, and again, yeah, it could be 0.7 millimeters of rain. Niagara Falls City, increasing risk of 0.7 millimeters of rain, even though now it's 0.2 millimeters of rain. Niagara on the lake, same thing in Niagara Falls City, but it's faster precipitation, faster arriving. And thin bands of 0.2 millimeters of rain, but it's gonna get 0.7, even 1 millimeters of rain. So Peterborough, Ontario, is gonna get some decreasing risk of 0.7 millimeters of rain, but for now 0.7 millimeters of rain. Orella, Ontario is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rain. Midland, Ontario could get some 1.2 millimeters of rain. Next, Cuba could get some 0.7 millimeters of rain. Next, where are they? So Stouffville, Ontario could get some 11 millimeters of rain. Brampton, 9 millimeters of rain. So I think Mississauga. Downtown Toronto, 13 millimeters of rain. Newmarket, 10 millimeters of rain. Orangeville is 11 millimeters of rain. Quebec, 19 millimeters, 8 millimeters of rain. Peterborough, 19 millimeters of rain. Belleville, Niagara on the lake is 7 millimeters of rain. 4 millimeters of rain. Niagara Falls City. London is 14 millimeters of rain. 5 millimeters of rain in Wyerton. 14 millimeters of rain in Collingwood. Uxbridge is 8 millimeters of rain. Oshawa is 11 millimeters of rain. 18 millimeters of rain in Hamilton. Orella, good, not gonna count. So next, not hour, but so Quebec could get some decrease, no, 0.7 millimeters of rain. Bevel, Ontario is gonna get some 1.7 millimeters of rain. Fort Erie is 0.7. Niagara Falls City is 0.7. Bevel, Collingwood is 0.2. Newmarket, nothing. Peterborough, nothing. Most of Southern Ontario is dry in this hour. This is the actual hour, so Quebec is 0.7 millimeters of rain. Belleville is 0.7 millimeters of rain. Oshawa is 0.7 millimeters of rain. Rooksby doesn't count. Niagara Falls is 0.7, even though it's nothing. Orilla, Ontario, 0.2 millimeters of rain. Next hour. Final hour. Stouffville, Ontario is gonna get some 0.2 millimeters of rain. Newmarket, nothing. Brampton, 0.2 millimeters of rain. Richmond Hill is gonna get. Richmond Hill is gonna. Yeah, it's gonna get. Richmond Hill is actually gonna get some 0.7 millimeters of rain. Wyerton is 0.2 millimeters of rain. Same thing in the orange. But the Wilson is gonna get bright skies. Then Wyerton. Orilla, Ontario, 0.7 millimeters of rain. Peterborough, nothing, but it's gonna increase risk. Yeah, Peterborough is account. So let's see if it's possible to get done. So air temperature pattern. Skip today's. So, so they might be missed. So Brampton Stouffville 16 degrees, 18 degrees in Downtown Toronto. Scarborough 17 degrees, Newmarket is 15 degrees, Orangeville is 15 degrees, Peterborough is 16 degrees, 17 degrees in Cobourg, 15 degrees in Uxbridge, Oshawa is 17 degrees, Belleville is 16 degrees, Niagara on the Lake is 17 degrees, 16 degrees in Niagara Falls City, London is 15 degrees, Hamilton is 18 degrees, 16 degrees is in Byerton, 16 degrees is in Collingwood. Next, over Brampton, Stouffville, Newmarket, Cobourg, Oshawa is 21 degrees, 20 degrees in Downtown Toronto, Uxbridge, Hamilton. So 23 degrees is in Peterborough, Belleville, Niagara on the Lake, 25 degrees in Niagara Falls City, 19 degrees in Byerton, Collingwood is 21 degrees, 22 degrees in London. Next hour, 6 a.m. is after something. So Brampton, Stouffville, Downtown Toronto, Newmarket, or Oshawa, Belleville, Niagara Falls City. So Uxbridge is 70 degrees, 70 degrees is Peterborough, Niagara on the Lake is 90 degrees, Belleville is 19 degrees, 90 degrees in London, Hamilton is 80 degrees, Orangeville is 18 degrees, 70 degrees in Collingwood, Byerton. Next hour, so Byerton is 17 degrees, 18 degrees is in Collingwood, Stouffville, London. So that's it. So 19 degrees in Brampton, Downtown Toronto. Mississauga is 19 degrees. Cobourg is 21 degrees, 21 degrees is in Peterborough, 22 degrees in Belleville, 19 degrees is in Newmarket, and Uxbridge. Oshawa is 28 degrees, 21 degrees in everywhere in Niagara Falls, 19 degrees in Hamilton. Next over. Fourteen degrees in Whitehaven, 15 degrees in Collingwood, 17 degrees in London, 16 degrees in Brampton, Stouffville, 17 degrees in Downtown Toronto, Uxbridge is 16 degrees, 17 degrees in Oshawa, 17 degrees in Cobourg, 16 degrees in Peterborough, 17 degrees in Belleville, 15 degrees in Newmarket, Orangeville is 15 degrees, 18 degrees in Niagara on the Lake, Niagara Falls City, 17 degrees, Hamilton is 17 degrees. Next hour, Swansville. So most of 22 degrees in Stouffville. Downtown Toronto is 22 degrees. Newmarket is 22 degrees. 22 degrees in London, Peterborough. 22 degrees in Niagara on the Lake, Niagara Falls City. Belleville is 23 degrees. 20 degrees is in Cobourg. 21 degrees is in Uxbridge. 21 degrees is in 21 degrees is in Oshawa, 23 degrees is in Hamilton, Orangeville, Ontario is 22 degrees, 22.5 actually, 20 degrees in Byerton, 18 degrees in Collingwood. Next hour, Brampton is 23 degrees, 22 degrees in Mississauga, 23.5 actually, 23, yeah. Second final hour. So Byerton is 15 degrees, 14 degrees in Collingwood, 14 degrees in London, 13 degrees is in Brampton, Stouffville, Newmarket, Uxbridge, Oshawa, Belleville, 15 degrees in Downtown Toronto, Niagara, everywhere Niagara Falls, 16 degrees in Cobourg, 12 degrees is in Peterborough, Hamilton is 15 degrees, Orangeville is 12 degrees, 13 degrees, I'm going to count. Next hour, final hour. So 21 degrees in Warrington, 23 degrees in Collingwood, 22 degrees in London, 23 degrees in Brampton, 21 degrees in Outer Toronto, 21 degrees is in Stouffville, 22 degrees is Newmarket, 20 degrees in Oshawa, 21 degrees in Wilkes-Barre, 20 degrees is in Coolburg, 21 degrees is 22 degrees in Peterborough, 21 degrees in Melbourne, Niagara on the Lake, 20 degrees, 23 degrees, 22 degrees. It's in Niagara Falls City, 23 degrees in Hamilton. So this is the end of the video.